Hi folks, Mark McCall here to talk to you about one of the greatest features of the virtual background system, and that is the ability to make your own backgrounds. Once you've got a logo or a piece of art or whatever in Photoshop, it can easily be ordered as a slide and used in your virtual background system to project behind your subjects. One of the things that we do as far as sports and pick-a-packs and schools is that we like to use the logo of the entity we're photographing to create a background. So what we did with Raider Extreme Cheerleaders is to take their background off their website, and yes, you can use web resolution images to create these backgrounds. You do not have to have a high resolution. You just can't do it if it goes too low in file size, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. So this is the cheer gym that we shot, and we're going to create this background and then get it ready to order from Gamatech. And they're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Their turnaround is really quick. We can usually get our slides back in 4 or 5 days. So we're going to create this background from this cheerleader. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the website of the cheer gym, and that is Raider Extreme All-Stars, and that is their logo that I would like to use, and of course you see it in the final image. So we're going to right click on the words Raider Extreme, and we're going to copy that, and that's right off their website. Back in Photoshop, we're going to create a blank document so we can paste that into it. Photoshop remembers the height and the width of any type of graphic that you capture from the web. So we're going to click File, New, and we don't have to change any of these numbers. It's exactly pre-sized to the graphic that we just captured. So we're going to click OK, and there is our canvas, and it's just a matter of pasting what we captured earlier. Okay, so now you can kind of begin to see what we're doing. We're going to be stretching this into a rainbow type pattern and stretching it in a way that it's going to go around the shoulders of our client. Okay, now that we've got the logo we're looking for, we're going to create a blank slide, File, New. The dimensions of the background slides are 2700 pixels squared. So we're going to make this 2750 pixels by 2750 pixels. Now when you're using pixels, you do not have to put anything in the resolution block. Just ignore that number. Okay, we're going to click OK. It automatically fills with whatever is in your background color. So now it's just a matter of dragging your logo in that you captured earlier. Comes in a little bit small, but that's okay. We only like to use the center part of our slide. And to give you a quick illustration of what we're talking about, when we are creating a slide, we typically put our artwork in a box about the size of this white box. We're only using the center part of the slide, and I'll tell you why. Your background projector lens allows you to zoom in on your background, but if your background is too big to begin with, you can't zoom out of it. It's just too big. So we create it in the center part of our slide, and we can give you those numbers later on, but right now this is just an example of what we do to get the slide to work for us. Okay, here is our graphic on this blank slide. So we're going to use Photoshop's warp tool to bend that into a rainbow style pattern, and that is under Edit. Excuse me, let's get the right slide. Edit, Transform, Warp. You'll notice it puts a grid over your art, and then it's just a matter of grabbing it in the corners, and you begin to bend it into the shape that you want. And again, you don't have to do this step. This is just what we did for this particular client. And you don't want to move too much at once. It's best to move a little at a time. Okay, so we're going to keep pulling this down, pulling that down. Starting to get there. That may be too much. Yeah, if you pull too much, it's going to start blurring on you. Okay. Okay, we're going to click our check mark there. And that's not exactly what we're looking for, but it gives you a good idea of what we're doing. Okay, we're going to make this slide full screen again. So there's our overall slide so far. Okay, so I know I want some stars in this background, and I want those stars to be kind of skewed as they are in our final result. So let's make a star. This star is pre-made up, but it's under your Shapes tool in Photoshop. You could always design the star or whatever. So we're going to pull that in. And now we're just going to skew them, doing the same thing to the stars that we did to the Radier Extreme logo. Edit, transform, and warp. Now let's pull one side down, pull up the other side. Okay, there's one little star. And then you can always copy your different stars or layers and then flip them over under the transform tool so you don't have to do quite as much work. Okay, there's a couple of stars. Let's get that star again here. Pull that in. I know this one I probably want to stay sharp and square. So we're going to pull this one in too. And let's skew that one. Edit, transform, warp. Something like that. And then we're going to flip that one over using the transform tool there. Okay, and then we want to put a few down here. Let's put this one down here. And again, this is an oversimplification, but you get the idea. Okay. Full screen. And folks, that's pretty much our background slide right there. Move that out of the way. And as you can see in our final result, there is our image. So we're going to flatten that, and we're going to save that as a file that we're going to upload to Gamatech, and in 5 days we'll have a nice slide to put into our projector and project behind our clients.